What's going on, fellow golfers? Blaze over here at Blue Chip Athletic Club, where we train people online to look, move, and feel their best. And we're going to start off with a little golf course mobility. So if you're somebody who's an avid golfer, maybe you come onto the course and your lower back gets tight, there's parts of your body that just are barking at you. It's most likely some function of your hips or your upper back that's going to kind of radiate that pain down towards your lower back and then make you super, super tight before and after you play. So we're going to talk through a little pre-round and post-round mobility session that you can do pretty much anywhere with very minimal equipment. That way you can kind of get back out on the course and start hitting the ball further and swing pain-free. So first things first, we're going to find ourselves a seat. Now you could do this in your golf cart. When you get to the course, you could do it on a bench, kind of anywhere you want. This is Nala, by the way. She sometimes pops into these videos and says hi. But you can find yourself a seat. What I like to do is I like to take one of my feet and put it on top of the other knee. So I'll straighten my leg and I'm going to be here. And the next thing I'm going to get into is just a little figure four sit. Now, if this is something that is really, really painful or you're tight, it's going to give you an indication that your glutes, your hips are going to be super tight as well. A couple of things that you can do to remedy that as you're sitting here. You can try and rock forward and back, kind of bringing your chest down towards your feet. You can also try and press into that free knee just a little bit of tension there, and you can just kind of rock through this. I like to hold these poses, these movements for about 45 seconds to a minute. Don't be afraid to give one side a little more attention than the other, especially if you have one side that's a little tighter. So don't be afraid. We'll rock forward and back, and then we're going to switch sides. So now I'm going to plant my feet. I like to extend them. That way I'm not building up any resistance before I start really trying to fight against my my hip mobility myself to get my leg up there. So now I'm going to pull my other foot up. I'm going to bend my knee here. And now you can tell, for me personally, my right hip is tighter than my left, meaning that this leg is going to be up higher than the other side. So I know that before I go play 18 especially, I like to give this side a little bit more attention and love. So I'm going to be here. Sometimes, let's say I did 45 seconds on the other side. Maybe I'll give this side a minute, even a minute and a half, because I know that this side's going to tighten up on me, especially once I get swinging, start getting my hips involved in that swing pattern. So I'm just going to be here. I'll kind of floss through, working for the full 45 seconds, minute, or again, if your side is tight, minute and a half. Super, super simple movement for your figure four. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to open up our T-spine with the next two moves. Stand up here. I want you to grab your driver. I'm sure you've got one hanging around in the bag. Maybe you have a good relationship with it, maybe you don't, but we're gonna use it either way. So I'm gonna be here on my driver. I'm gonna grab my driver at the furthest point. So basically right at the end of the handle and then right at the end of the club head. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna pick my right arm up, I'm gonna go up and around my back, and then my left hand is gonna follow out and around to the front. What this is gonna do is gonna tell you if you got tight shoulders. If for some reason you're like, Blaze, there's no way I can do this, that is okay. The key is to kind of bring a little bit of awareness to where you're tight, and it's okay to kind of bend your arms a little bit to get yourself around and eventually work to where you can get both arms around without any restrictions. Now, if that's too easy for you, the other kind of end of the spectrum, you can start bringing your hands a little closer together. When you bring your hands closer together, what it's going to do is it's going to show you a little bit of restrictions in your shoulder mobility. Now, this may be genetic. It may be because you're super flexible. Either way, start to work there. Start again as far away as you can on the club. Work your way in with your arms and then see your shoulders kind of open up while you go through it. Work again, 45 seconds, a minute or so, and then we'll move on to our final move here. It's going to be a deep squat and a T-spine rotation. Now, this again is going to help you open up your upper back, something that can get super tight, especially as you're coiling up all day long into your golf swing and then exploding through. So what I want to do, you're going to get down into kind of like a deep squat hold. So if you can get down here, this is great and excellent. You can plant your hands here into the ground, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pick up one hand and you're going to just try and twist and look up at that hand. So notice how I'm driving my right elbow into the right inside of my leg, and I'm just picking up, twisting, and looking up nice and high. And then I'm going to switch sides. So my left hand's now on the ground, driving into the inside of my left leg, And now I'm gonna pick up and I'm gonna twist, twist, twist. Oh, and then I'm just gonna go side to side. Now, if you're like me when I first started doing this, you might be like here. You might be like, oh my gosh, my back is so tight. And again, this is telling you your T-spine, your upper spine, your shoulders, especially along the backside, are really, really tight. So we wanna be able to open this up so we can open up our swing and hit the ball further without us trying to work as hard. Because remember, if we get more action going back in the back part of our swing, we can get more power there on the front side of our swing as well. So those are just 3 moves that you can do pretty much anywhere before you start your golf round to help you loosen up. It'll be an indicator of where you're tight in your hips, in your shoulders, in your upper back. Good luck. Stick with us for the post-round recovery mobility session that we're going to do here. It'll be posted here on the next page. Good luck. Let me know how you guys do. We'll see you in the next one. Later.